Okay, I'll go to this topic. Okay, visual and auditory icons. Okay, this is actually one important topic in the cognitive ergonomics, and this is actually quite possible for us to conduct this kind of study during this online settings. Okay, but doing these things during the visual displays, okay, either visual displays or the auditory displays. Okay, we need to collaborate with someone perhaps from electrical engineering or computer science to help us to code, okay, the link, so later on, you can get the data from anywhere. Okay, basically this is quite possible. Okay, not just macroeconomics, but this type of study, it's actually quite possible. Okay, okay. The visual and auditory icons. Okay, look at this one. Okay, basically in the, I believe Ma'am Gumasing also teach about this one in the cognitive ergonomics. Okay, so basically there are two types. Okay, either analog or digital. Okay, so which one is better? Maela. No, I'm going to ask Maela, because if I ask Ma'am Gumasing, it's just too simple. Maela, which one is better? Analog or digital?
The digital one.
Depends. The answer is depends.
Okay,
Both are
yeah.
good.
For me, it's digital, but yeah, it
For you,
depends
it's
on the
digital.
user.
Both are good. It depends on the which one you wanna. Let me show this one. Okay. So we need digital. Sometimes we also need analog. Okay? We need digital because of what? We need a digital because when you want to have something precise, okay, when the precision is actually quite important, you need to have something digital. Okay, and this one, the value presented long enough to be read. Okay, long enough, so you will know that one. Okay, in the past. Okay, let me tell you something quite extreme. Because only of this visual display, one people died perhaps. Okay, why is that one? Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you are the pilot of the fighter jet and you use the digital display to show your velocity? What will happen, Maela? Maela, what will
It's
happen?
hard.
Can you read?
It's difficult
Because
to
the number is
understand.
like keep changing all the time. Can you imagine?
Yes.
Do you need to have a precise, oh, my speed should be 500 kilometer per hour? To be like that? No, right? You don't need,
Yes.
right? What you need is what? You need what? You need a direction. When direction is important, look at that one. Analog is important. So that's why, you know what, in the in the plane and so on, many actually is actually quite, they use analog because the direction is actually ascending or descending. It's actually very important for a pilot. You don't know, is it ascending or descending? That's why we still need to have an analog display. Okay, this one. So look at the one. The value are subject to frequent or continual change, and this one, the important one is actually the direction. So in this one, it depends. For example, when I have a when I have a clock, like this one, sometimes in my house, what I need for the clock, if I go to the gym, for example, I need something precise. So that's why when I go to the gym, I use the digital, use the digital one. Okay, but if I just go for vacation or so on, I just use the analog one. Okay, because for the gym, the one I need something precise. Okay. And so on. Okay, so basically like those things are very important. Or measuring your blood pressure. Okay, I don't really like when someone use the analog one, the traditional, that one. I like someone with I like using the digital one, using a machine, because it will show you something precise, the number. Okay, and looking at this one, this display. Okay, it depends. Some people like in Taiwan is very popular right now is the Gogoro, like the electric motorcycle. Okay, and they change actually the display from analog into digital. Okay, but it depends. In this one, when you ride a car and so on, some people they like digital one because they say, oh, it's so cool and so on. But for me, I still like the analog one. Let's ask the drivers. Okay, Maela, you drive?
No, I don't know how to drive.
Really? You don't know how to drive? Come on.
I'm afraid. Yeah.
Afraid of what? It's safe. It's just inside of the car.
I might hit someone. Yeah, that's why I did not enroll to any driving classes yet.
Philly, even motorcycle?
Mm.
No? Yeah.
I only know how to bike.
Oh, bike. Oh, okay. Ma'am Gumasing, can
Yes.
you drive motorcycle?
No, I can only drive four-wheel vehicle. I cannot, and
Oh,
bike,
really?
but
Really?
motorcycle I cannot drive
Ma'am
motorcycle.
Bores, can you motorcycle?
Just the
Can you
basic
drive
scooter, sir, not
basic
the
scooters? Oh,
real, yeah, not the real motorcycle with, I think, gears. I haven't tried that. But
oh,
the usual scooter that just needs the key and the, what do you call that? The you just need to twist
okay, okay,
the handle, sir.
okay,
That's
okay,
basic
okay.
scooter.
Just that one, the basic scooter. Okay. Anthony, oh no, no question for male. Usually it's fine for male. Like yes, for male we can drive motorcycle and car at the same time. Okay. Now may I ask Ma'am Gumasin, if you have, do you like the digital or analog for your
Me,
car?
I want the analog,
Oh,
especially
okay.
on the fuel gauge.
Oh,
It's
okay.
easier to see if I
Yeah.
need to refill the fuel using
Okay.
the analog type compared to digital.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Ma'am Bores, you like analog or digital?
Um, I'm
This is
not sure, sir. For the fuel, probably if they have the exact value for the available liquid or available gas in
oh
the
you
car,
like digital
probably
for
it's
that one.
better. But
Oh.
I think for the RPM, for the what do you call it, the velocity,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's good to use analog and the directions or
Oh, okay.
the other icons. But for
Okay.
I think for the fuel, probably I can
Oh, this
have the
one,
digital if they have the
the
exact,
fuel.
if they can measure the exact fuel.
They can. They can. This one can.
Okay, sir. If they
Oh,
have,
you
I haven't seen a digital one, sir.
okay? Okay.
If they can
Now,
have.
okay. Now we are talking about not just of this the displays in here that I would like to talk. It's actually about the icons itself. Okay. Now I would like to test the driving skill. Now, Ma'am Gumasing, what is this one? No, what is this one?
Headlights. Yeah, I think that's headlights.
Ma'am Bores, what is this?
Headlights. Yeah.
Brightness in
Yeah,
headlight.
right there. Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Brightness.
Okay. Now when I ask that's easy actually. uh
Yeah.
it's easy. Yeah, yeah. This is very important. I mean, if you don't know this important things, this is the most important in the car. Usually, like the quite dangerous if we don't know about this one. Okay. Anyway, let me ask Maela. Okay, since you don't drive, right? Maela, what is this one?
Okay.
What is this?
It looks like a fuel.
So, what do you think about this one? If you see this one, what do you think?
Mm, Whether you need
Drink
more
water?
gasoline for your car or not.
Oh, you need gasoline and so on. Okay, Ma'am Gumasing, should we add the
I think
gasoline
that's
if you see
oil.
this one?
No, this
Oh,
is
that's
oil,
all.
right? Yeah, you need to change the oil.
Okay, what about this one, Maela? What is this? Plus, minus,
Oh,
and
for
this
the battery.
battery. Okay,
Yeah,
so
because
if
of
this
the
is
plus
on,
and minus.
if this is on, what will happen? What happened?
Then you'll be able to start your car.
Wow. Ma'am Gumasing, if this is on, so we can start
You
I
need to
don't
change
know.
the battery.
Okay.
Even
change the
this on, it means
battery.
you have to change the battery because your engine will not start.
Yeah. Your engine will not start, Maela, Okay. It's very interesting actually that even in this one, we can set either the participants is actually you have the driving experience or non-driving experience. Okay, those two will have I would say a nice pattern. Sometimes you need someone who have experience, but if you keep asking someone who have experience, you forget about the participants who have no experience. Sometimes participants who have no experience, they have a new mental model. For example, okay. For example, the one that I feel, quite shocking, okay, for me when I have when I ask the students, for example, this one, okay, when I ask this one to my student, they who has no driving experience. When I ask, what is this one? Oh, sir, it means when you can push the button and then you can open the, the car, the front side of the car. I'm kind of like, oh, okay. So that's what you are thinking when this is fun. Okay. Anyway, sometimes you know what, the non-experienced user is actually the one that we need to compare. Okay, so when I go swimming, sometimes you these two, okay, quite important. But can you imagine if you go to the Olympic swimming competition and you make everything like analog like this one? What will happen? Like, can you imagine? Can you imagine you decide you got the gold medal and then you go with the
Yes.
with analog?
Yeah, it's hard to difficult who's the winner.
Yeah, of course, because you want what? You want precise.
Mhm.
So that's why you need that.
Mhm.
Okay, now which one you like? You like this one, the top one, or the bottom one? Ma'am Gumasing, which one you like?
Bottom, because it has a lot of icons. It's easier to interpret compared to the
On the
upper
top.
one's full of information. Yes. I like the bottom.
Okay. Ma'am Bores, you like with icon? Or
Yes, sir, with icon.
it's simple,
It's
right?
easier to understand. Yes,
Yeah.
and I don't need to read everything.
Yes.
So by just looking at the icon, I can
Yeah.
already recognize the details
But
that are
this is
available in the
actually, but
boarding pass.
this is actually quite scary, right? Because it's a ticket to go to heaven because it's Delta.
Yeah.
It's scary. I'm like, why I just Delta? It's scary. It's like, oh, welcome to Delta. This is the flight to heaven. I'm like, wow, it's so scary. Okay, so when you check the icon, okay, the one you can see in here is actually the border, the background, the element, the symbol, and also the text label in here. Okay, so basically, okay, this is actually one of my publications. One of my professor's publications. She actually tried to develop some kind of rule of thumbs, to classify all the icons, all the possible icons. Okay, basically in general, okay, we have graphical, only the graph, okay, or the picture, okay, and we have the textual, and then we have the combined of the graphical and the textual. Okay, but now we can actually make the graphical into a more sub-classifications, the same with the textual. For textual, we have the word, okay, and also with the abbreviation, okay. Either we have the real word like on, off, and so on, and also the abbreviation like the one P, D, N, R, and so on. Okay, and a graphical, we have so many things in here. It's actually the image related, concept related, semi-abstract, and also arbitrary. Okay, now I would like to tell one by one. For image related, look at that one. Typically pictorial representations of the object or action. Okay, so basically like that is actually what we what we see. Okay, the picture itself of the real object is actually like that one. So usually like image related. Okay, so the concept related, look at that one. Attempt to visualize a concept that is not far but separate from the concrete image. I'll show you what are the concept related. So the concept itself is actually the key for that one. Let me show you one more. Next slide is actually much clearer for everyone. What is concept related? What is image related? And then for semi-abstract, okay, it's actually the combination of image related and concept related. So usually for semi-abstract, it's actually a little bit more complicated, okay, compared to the image related and concept related, okay. But the last one is very weird. We call it arbitrary because no meaning. For arbitrary is like no meaning. You have to learn, okay, what is this one for the arbitrary, okay. So in order to know this one, okay, which one is the best, what nowadays people kind of see in cognitive ergonomics, which one is the best? Image related, concept related, semi-abstract, arbitrary, which one is the best among this one? Or word or abbreviation or just combine and so on, okay. So one icon we can we can be represented by these 7 formats. For instance, okay, open or close the faucet. Okay, look at this one. Now okay, you can see image related like this one. The concept of this one is like what? The water drop. So they make it like this one. Semi-abstract is the combination of image related and concept related. So it will be like this one. Arbitrary is like, you have to learn what is this. and then the textual, this is the abbreviation, and this is actually the combined. It will be like this one. Now, among this one, one icon that you see in the car, in the traffic sign, in anywhere, okay, you always can see icon, including in here. There's icon in here, like 7, that's also icon. Let's see in here. There's so many icons in here. See, so many icons in here. So icon is actually, you can find it anywhere, okay? Either we talk about sustainability or so on. There are so many icons in here. See, there are so many icons over there. Okay, anyway, one function, you can be represented by these 7, okay? Now, may I ask Maela, open or close faucet, which one you like? What kind of format you like?
Just open or close.
This one or this one? This one, text.
Oh, just between the two, that text
Okay.
and abbreviation.
Okay, Ma'am Gumasing, which one you like?
Semi-abstract.
Semi-abstract. Okay, now Ma'am Bores, which one you like?
Sorry, in between like text combined and semi-abstract, depending
Text,
on the
combined, and semi-abstract. Okay, Anthony Bello.
semi-abstract is
Anthony Bello, which one you like?
Text, sir.
Text. Okay, you like text, this one. Okay, now we can go like towel dryer. Okay, Maela, which one you like? Towel dryer. Oh, look at that one.
Oh,
Arbitrary.
the second one.
Okay, so the concept is like drying, like that one. Okay, or yeah, okay. Ma'am Gumasing, which one you like for towel dryer?
Image related. The first
Oh,
one.
you like image related. Okay, Ma'am Bores.
text, sir.
Oh, you're the same with me.
Text.
Which one? You like
Text, sir.
abbreviation or text? The text, just the text. This one.
Text.
Yeah.
Text, sir. Text.
Okay.
The,
You're the same
the
with-
abbreviation looks like a name. Tea dryer.
Tea dryer.
Who is tea dryer?
Woo.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing.
Yeah. Looks like a
if
name.
you have, if
I don't
you
like
have
to guess,
a
sir.
function, if you have a function, and then you don't know what's that, and you just push that one. Okay, Anthony Bello, which one you like? What kind of format you like?
For me, sir, the combine.
Oh, combined, yeah. Actually, in the Philippines, when you see the icon, okay, most of the time, okay, the one that I found in the Philippines is combined, but the one that I found in Taiwan and Indonesia is actually either image related or concept related. It depends. Okay, it's actually quite interesting that we can, address one icon in in different format for a certain function. Okay, look at this one. Okay, this is actually the thing that happening in the Philippines. Now I'm going to ask Maela, what is this one, the black one? Can I ask?
I'm not sure, but is it stop?
Okay, imagine this one. This is stop. Then if you think stop, what's the difference with this black and this one? I'm going to
no,
ask,
the black one.
what comes in your brain when it comes to this one?
It means probably there is no road over
No
there.
road? Then why you? Gubasing, what is this one?
I don't know. What's that? I haven't seen that.
It's from Philippines. Come on.
This one, that one?
Everything in
Maybe
here is from
same with-
Philippines.
Same with Mela, maybe the road. End of the road. Don't know.
Maybe.
From Forest. From Forest, what's that one? What is this?
Sir, I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Then I'm questioning your driving license now. Okay. Anthony,
I haven't seen that here in the Philippines. What's that?
Anthony Bello, what's this? Come
No
on.
idea, sir.
This one, you know what? No speed limit.
Oh, okay.
But
What?
it's difficult, right? When you see this one, you can double check, ma'am, in all the icons. Okay, this one is actually no speed limit. For this one. Yeah. So perhaps it's black because it goes to heaven. No speed limit.
No road. Noble Road Bridge already dead.
Okay, so that's why, you know what, understanding of icon is very, very important. Okay, because you know what, it can also for saves life. Okay, but for example, if all the traffic signs, you know, if you change everything into the word, what will happen? You know, imagine if like, you know, so fast, like you have to understand that one quite quick, right? Per second, you know, 1 second or 2 seconds, you know. But if you have to read all the words and so on, if the words are too complicated, perhaps someone can like, you know, cannot catch it. But the powerful one of using the image is strong. Like, oh yeah, I know what is this one. Oh yeah, you know, what is it was. But sometimes, you know, even you make this you know, this one that all of you don't understand what this is. Okay, Ma'am Boris. Okay, perhaps when you renew the perhaps Ma'am Gumasing also. Did you use the third party?
When we renew our license, we are not required to pass
Really?
the exam
Oh.
anymore. Yes.
Okay.
Just
Oh,
submit medical
Okay.
test.
I have to read. Look at this one. Patching. You go to China, you mean? Patching.
What's the name? Edging.
So what's the meaning of this one? You know, Anthony Bello, patching. So it's Chinese or what? You know, patching.
Pedestrian crossing.
Yeah, I know, of course. But you know why I would like to show this one? You know, remember, you know what? The Philippines is open for the foreigners before the COVID. You know, when I came to the Philippines, I'm like, what is patching? That time, you know, former Dean, so, I mean Dean Rex, you know, like at that time, he picked me up in the airport, you know, and then he drove me to my condo, you know, and then on the way I was like, what is patching? I'm like, what is patching? I found this one. So I'm like, oh, it's pedestrian crossing, you know, but why is patching? It's like, it's so weird. I'm like, I don't understand what is patching. It sounds so Chinese, you know. It's, you know, in my brain, you know, that time, you know what? It means like a pet, you know, you bring a pet, a dog, you know what, a dog. And xing in Chinese is something like allowed. So it's like allowing a dog, something like, you know, it's a place to, you know, dog or cat, you know, allowed, you know, are allowed, you know, to in that one. Okay. So that's why, you know, when you see this one, patching, you know what, remember, people don't know what is patching, although this is, you make it a word, you know. Imagine mom, let's say Mom Gumasing the first time this one, you also don't understand, right? Perhaps what is patching. Someone told you first what is patching, then you learn about it, but that one is bad. The good thing is like when you see that one, you understand. So that is actually much much better. Okay, but if you make it like combined, like this one, the image related and sorry, the image of someone crossing like this one, and then also the word in here. Do you know what's the problem? Okay, the money. It will be expensive for spending this one. You know, imagine like if you have this kind of signs everywhere. And you, why I saw this one. You go to the Rizal Park. Okay, because I always cross Rizal Park if I want to go to the my gym. Okay, and you can always see that one, you know, patching, you know.
And there's also one traffic sign there in the going to Result Park that is Taglish.
Taglish, really?
Yeah. It says bawal dumaan ng truck at any time. O, diba?
Social.
Yes.
So see.
Yes, bawal dumaan ng truck at any time. So, wow, ito nasa lista. Taglish. I think the signage is near the Manila Ocean Park.
Really?
Made by Alasallias.
Yes. I'll try to Google it a bit.
Okay.
Bawal dumaan ng truck at any time.
Okay. Okay.
Made
Look
by
at
a
this one.
rich
Okay.
kid, sir.
Okay. This is actually quite the standard that we found in the Philippines. So is there an issue? So perhaps, you know what, we you know, perhaps some issues, you know, with this icon. And icon nowadays is actually, you can see everywhere, either in the, you know, smart building and so on. You know, this is what I got in the smart building. Now, can I ask Maela, what do you think about this one? if you go to a smart house, you become millionaire, and your house kind of like, oh, you got the remote and so on. This is the design. Then you have to understand the design, right? What's the meaning of this one? You got sexy eyes or what? What about if you click this one, what's your imagination? Can I ask? Eyes.
Activated by eyes. Let's say, your door lock is activated by eyes.
If you click this one, this is clicking. You have to click you have to click it, and suddenly something happens. So I would like to know what will happen, or like this one. What will happen if you click this one? In your brain,
No
in your
idea.
imagination. Ma'am Gumasing, this one, what will happen if you click?
I don't know, lock. Your house will be locked. if
What
you
about the
click
eye?
that one.
What about this one?
You can see the through CCTV. I
What
don't know.
about this one?
The CCTV,
This is CCTV,
camera.
perhaps. What about
Yeah,
this one?
CCTV. You can see, you can watch what's happening through CCTV. I don't know.
Ma'am
What's
Bores, what about this one, ma'am? If you click this one, in your remote, what will happen?
So I'm not sure the house will turn around. No, I'm not sure.
Turn around. Your house will rotate 360 degrees. It's a very smart house. Very nice, Rhea. Very nice imagination.
What about this?
They
What
have a
about this
roll
one, ma'am?
icon.
If you have eye, what if you click, what will happen?
Sorry, sir. Probably just like Mela, it's a door probably activated by or can be opened by the eyes or eye sensor activated something.
Okay.
Door.
See, this is very crucial issue actually in a smart house that especially that what will happen. I got this issue when I read the news 2 years ago, or perhaps when someone would like to make everything so smart, like they call it smart house. And like when you go to smart house, they always have this kind of like display in the living room, okay? And then you have to you can click and something will happen with the house. But there is a crucial issue, right? When I see this one, I'm kind of like, what happened? If I click this one, the house will rotate. This, this one, okay. This is actually either two things. I don't know which one. I forget which one. Okay, either it is night mode. Night mode is for saving the energy, or the second one is actually opening the roof. The roof, it can be open. The roof, but it's not rotated.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not rotated. Actually, the roof only can be open or closed. Yeah, like that one. Perhaps the rest is okay. The rest you can see like this is for what? For lowering the temperature, controlling the temperature, and this one for the fridge. Perhaps this is for the fan. This is for that one is very clear. This is quite clear for everyone. But that's why when I see this one, I also don't know what is this one. I'm just asking someone's imagination. What will you do? What's your? I also don't know the answer. If it's like this one, what's this one? I also don't know what is this one, and so on. Okay, Maela, this is for you. Okay, perhaps you will get one idea. Okay, I don't know what will happen in the Philippines. Perhaps you can see something like this one too, this display too. Okay, but look at this one. There's so many cute icons, right, in the medical. There are two things that you can measure actually at the beginning. It's like the perceived, I would say, adjective. It's like ugly, beautiful, and so on. Okay, the other one you can actually check the the idea. I was like, sorry, what is actually the function, okay? The real function. When someone sees this one, urology and endocrinology, for example. So you would like to see what will happen when people see this one. Okay. This is actually quite cute. Do you have something like this in the Philippines? The icon, if you go to hospital.
Yes, I think so. For
I think there
example,
is.
whenever you go to outpatients, you'll see icons as well.
Okay. Ma'am Gumasing, you've seen this one in the hospital? Ma'am Bores, perhaps?
But not that cute.
Yes.
Yeah,
Not this cute, right?
different
Yeah,
different
it's
image,
like
sir.
for
Yeah, yeah.
like for stationery or sticker.
Yeah. Okay, and this one. Okay, you can also see a icon is actually in the games and so on. This is one another direction, but okay. This isn't interesting. Toxic. Very toxic.
Okay.
So what's the difference? It's like what's the
The words,
difference?
sir.
But or like this one, Ma'am Gumasing, harmful, irritant. Hey, this is real, I'm not joking. This is a real example, real ergonomic issue in the laboratory, This one. Like toxic and very toxic.
Yeah, standard symbol for OSH. Maybe for very toxic, they should put double skull.
But this is the same, like that one. Or yeah, this is when I see this one, I'm kind of like, oh, what are they doing? This one, this is like harmful, irritant. Like, why
And
the same?
highly flammable and extremely flammable.
Yeah. What?
Both same.
We are the same. So I got this issue actually. The one in the laboratory. When I saw that one, hey, you know what? There are some crazy issues. This is the same, Then if it's the same, then why you make it like that? Oh, there's what? Yeah, then there's a problem with the icon itself. If there's an issue that we can do for enhancing, the understanding of that one. Okay, so another issue is actually color. Okay, the color issues is actually will have effect actually the color itself usually, and not just the format. For example, the format is image related, concept related, the word or so on, but also the colors issue. I so far up until now, no paper talk about or very limited paper talk about the color, the issues of the color in the icons. The format, my professor has done that, the format, but when you talk about the issue of the color, that's also one business direction that we can do. For example, okay, when we see like something like this one, red, perhaps something related to the war. I mean, for the prohibited or so on. This is yellow, something like warning. Green, something related to the health, perhaps, and so on. Okay. Now, Ma'am Gumasing, when you see this one, without this, what comes in your brain?
Do not eat chicken and pork.
Oh, okay. What about what about Maela? If you see this, what will happen in your mind?
Same with Mom Gumasing. You cannot eat
Pork or chicken?
pork and chicken.
Okay. What about this one?
It's like having diarrhea.
Yeah.
It's more of stomach ache.
Yeah, the same. It's like or like yeah. This is actually the one issues in the icon, okay, that we found. For example, this is from the DOH, but even so, when you see the icon in here, like when I see this one, especially like the one with this one, although okay, the important things, okay, sorry, I would say that although I don't understand the 100% of the words, okay, I still can understand, only by using the icon, okay, because of the icon, somehow I can get. But when of course I understand this one, but when I see this one, I feel like what you force me to be vegetarian. So every time when I see this one's kind of like vegetarian, wow, I become vegetarian. So in my brain when I see this one, okay, okay. So anyway, an icon can be one. I would say that later on we can have how say that company's image. Like this one, like the Ghost Gym, the Fitness First, and also Anytime Fitness. Okay, of course I choose this one because it's purple. It's purple. Okay, anyway, but even if you go to Anytime Fitness, look at this one. This is the one that I found in the Anytime Fitness in the UN Avenue. Okay. Oh, that's me. Yeah. Okay. I took a picture. Like that one because this one is very interesting. Look at that one. Do not dispose of feminine hygiene product. But why the icon is like this one? So, Ma'am Gumasing, if I don't read this one, what do you think this?
It's like washing hands on the lavatory.
Maela, like this one.
It's like you're throwing something on the ball.
Yes, I also have the same idea like you. Something like you throw something. So if it's do not, then you have perhaps like cross it like or so on. If it's do not, this one is kind of like encouraging us to put to put that one in here. This one, do not squat, but you put like this one. So if I do not read this one, should I post like this? Bambores, if you go, should you follow this?
Sir, I can't do that anymore. I can't do the squat anymore.
Ma'am Gumasi, have you tried this?
No, who will do that?
Because
Some other
because-
people
okay.
when you see this one, there is no cross, so it's like do not. So
Okay,
it's
it
like
means that it's like promoting that you do that.
yes, yeah. You're motivating them to to do that kind of position.
See, when I see this one, I'm kind of like, oh my god, like the icon and then the intended meaning is like it's so far away. The icon with the intended meaning when I see this, I'm like that. So there must be an issue this one. If you would like to test, this icon in the gym and so on, because I already tested the one in this one, right? The one in the for COVID-19 prevention measures. And we can test in other places and other things, even for tourism. Even for tourism, okay, icon is actually quite powerful. Okay, this is for tourism, and then the same with the Philippines. Okay, when it comes to the Philippines, these are some icons that I got. Okay, when it comes to the Philippines. Okay, okay, so we can also test icons in the tourism. Okay, for example, this one in the Baguio, this is actually quite maganda. I think this is actually quite beautiful if you make this icon like this one. So people will, people will see like, oh, this is some of the keys that we can do in Baguio and so on. Okay, now I'm going to talk about a little bit complicated. Okay, we talk about the Hick-Hyman's law. Okay, let's just talk about the Hick-Hyman's law first. Okay, about the Hicks law. Okay, Maela, do you still remember about the Hick-Hyman's law?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay, Ma'am Boris. I'm not going to ask Ma'am Gumasing because it's very easy.
No idea, sir.
It's too easy. I'm not going to ask Ma'am Gumasing about the Hick-Hyman's law. Okay, look at this one. See, it's actually the function. Okay, this is actually the reaction time is actually it will be affected by the number of the choices. Okay, look at this one. By why there is a log in here, the log function. Log function is actually quite useful for making something like parabolic like this one into a straight line. Okay, so that's why when something like parabolic or like function like that one, when you add a log function, okay, it's something like making into like a straight line, straight functions. Okay, so that's why the number of options with the number of the time taken to make a decision of that options is actually they're actually positively correlated. Okay, this is like one I would say that simple one. If you have to click, if you only have one a target like this one, it will be faster compared to if you have 4 targets like this one, 4 choices like this one. Okay, so later on, Maela, imagine if you do why I would like to highlight the importance of the Hick-Hyman's law in the issue of the icon. For example, later on, okay, you would like to test again. Okay, let's see which icon. Let's see for let's see for this icon. Okay, let's see for this icon. Wait. Okay, let me. No, not this one. Perhaps I would like to go to the things that you always see almost every day when I would like to open my email. I always feel like with these things, it somehow it quite crucial for me that I will actually I would like to conduct this study, but perhaps if I have student who likes to do it, if no one likes this one, it will be difficult because the coding itself, because later on we need to do some kind of like coding for this one. For example, okay, let me show everyone, some why the Hick-Hyman's law is actually very important if you would like to test, this kind of study. Let's say, let's see, okay, this one. You would like to test, the correctness, okay, the correctness, okay, of this icon, whether this icon is actually is actually, how is it that is actually correct with the intended meaning or not. Okay, so it's actually you would like to see, okay, the the icon, the icon with its intended meaning later on. Okay, let's see. Wait, let me, perhaps next time I will just prepare one example so everyone can see why in a matching task the issue of Hick-Hyman's law is very important, and not just about the Hick-Hyman's law. Later on, the Fitts law is actually very important. Okay, look at this one. If you have a matching task, okay, let's say this is and also the what's that architecture perhaps. Okay, if you have the matching task, okay, I actually would like to count you. You know what? How fast? How fast your reaction time? I would say your matching time. Your matching time. Maela, what will happen if you compare the first one with the last one? What will happen?
Mhm.
What will happen?
What will I compare?
When you when you go to this one, what will happen? When you would like to match the answer. You know what? For example,
Mhm.
let's say, okay, let's say this one goes to this one. Let's say like this one goes to that one.
Mm.
And so on. What will happen with the matching time? Do you have any kind of hypothesis? What will happen with the matching time?
Mm, If I don't have any idea yet, it would take me time to
Mhm.
really ponder which symbol
Mhm.
fits
So
this specific description.
okay, so there is the effect of sequence or not? Perhaps.
Yes, there
Yes.
is.
So what will happen
Mm.
with the first one? Usually you will predict this one longer. The first time is more difficult or more time or faster.
Oh, the first one is mostly will take more time compared
Yes.
to the
Yes. So
succeeding ones.
yeah. So that's why, the issue, when you would like to test, the intended meaning, you know what? Imagine, if it is just about like this one, can you imagine if you have, let's say you have, I'm sorry, let's say you have so many, let's say, like you have so many, and you would like to match, one with this one. Of course, there will be issue of the Hick-Hyman's law, right? Of course, there is the issue of the Hick-Hyman's law, but this one, you know what? The issue of Hick-Hyman's law is difficult, to be eliminated with the, with the matching task, because usually, this kind of experiment, you will later on you will see, if you make a matching time like this one, there will be an issue of the Hick-Hyman's law. Then how to tackle that issue? You can make it like this one. That's why in cognitive ergonomics, it takes a lot of time for me to really just to design the interface of the the experiment. So I eliminate the effect of the Hick-Hyman's law to be like this one. See, Maela, do you know why I make it like this one? You kind of understand, right? If I make it like that one,
Yes. Mhm.
you know, why I make like this one? Why I make the issue like of like this one? Because to what? To
It's
eliminate
more
the effect of the
Mhm.
to fair like this one. When people see this one, you see IE or R, which one is the answer? The real answer. See, so that is actually one way I tackle the Hick-Hyman's law. Okay, because if you make it like this one, yeah, there is the effect of sequence. Perhaps you know, like the one that you match the last one. Why is so fast the last one? Perhaps because that's the only few choices that it's available. So every time when I become the reviewers of the paper in human computer interaction, you know, when I always take care of the Hick-Hyman's law effect. Okay, perhaps when someone remember at the first time, you know, when we learn about the Hick-Hyman's law, it's always about the it's always about this one. Yeah, it's always about this one, but actually it's not just as this simple as this one, because when we develop in real experiment, we can see there's the issue of the Hick-Hyman's law. And another issue that I would like to talk about that one next week is actually about the Fick's law. Do you know what will happen, Maela, if I make this one like this one, and I make this answer like this one? What will happen? It's not fair, right? If you make it like you know, this one, this one, this one.
Mm.
What will happen? For example, okay, for example, okay, how I tackle the issue of the Fick's law. For example, okay, when someone drag from this one to this one, and then this one to this one, which one is faster? The closer, the faster it is, right? The closer, the
Oh,
faster,
okay.
right?
Oh, it's like you're
Yeah.
compressing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, for example, this one and this one, when it's not equal, you know what? When you just click in here, it's it's okay. But when you have to click in here, you know what will happen? The area in here is actually quite different, right? I will talk about that one.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's
that issue next week.
larger.
Yeah, I will talk about that one in more detail, so everyone will know in depth about what is Fick's law. My PhD dissertation is actually about the Fick's law, so I will talk to a super basic until the drawing of the throughput and so on. So don't worry, I will talk about that next week. Today is actually about the visual display. Okay, so that I would like to highlight the importance of the visual displays, especially for the visual icons. Okay. Oh, this is actually some of the semantics. We will talk also about this one next 2 weeks. It's actually about when we going to talk about content engineering. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry about that one. This is for the visibility, legibility, and threshold, and so on. Okay. One more issue that I would like to tell for the last 10 minutes, perhaps for today's class, is actually about the auditory icons and then the ear cons. Okay. So auditory icons, I mean, not just about visual, but auditory icons is actually one important topic, I would say, in the cognitive ergonomics. Okay. So, auditory icons is like what? The real, sound or the natural sound of a certain object that you hear in the everyday's life. Okay. For example, the sounds of the water drop. Okay. Oh, you will, even without knowing that one, you will know like, oh yeah, there's sound of the water drops and so on. That is what we call the auditory icons. Okay. Even without, without knowing what's that sound about, you know what it is. And nowadays, okay, auditory icons is actually quite popular for showing one warning or one sign, okay, in the smart house or anywhere. Even if you go driving, you hear sound of ambulance. You know it's ambulance, right? There's ambulance there, so you kind of like give the way to the ambulance and so on. That is what we call auditory icons. Another one is actually what we call ear cons. So ear cons is quite different with auditory icons. You need to learn what is ear cons in when the sound of like your notification of the notification of what fiber, let's say. Okay, the notification of fiber will be different with the sound notification of the line. Okay, but you have to learn that one, right? What's the difference between those two sounds? And those two sounds, basically, that those are what we call ear cons. These two topics are very popular, I would say. Ear cons and icons, even in 2021. Nowadays, so many cognitive economics are actually try to dig more related to auditory icons and also for the ear cons. Okay, especially for the sound in the car. Okay, in the sound in the car, there are so many, right? Ma'am Gumasing, the parking sensor, the horn,
Yes,
so many
yes,
things.
yes.
Yeah, so many things like door warning. That's another things. That you can design the sounds of the ear cons and also the auditory icons. Okay. And I will talk about this one next 2 weeks. It's actually about the subjective, I would say semantic skills that you can do in the. But this one is actually for developing the sound. Okay, sound consists of like pitch, loudness, tempo, the timbre, and also the sound quality. Okay, those you can actually can be represented by a certain semantic scale. So, for instance, when you hear one voice, what will happen to you? This is actually like adjective or like subjective semantic scale, subjective ratings, right? So do you like it or you don't like it? You can actually design it. For example, the sound of the horn. Maela, have you tried to, what's the most expensive car that ever been inside?
Most expensive store?
Car. The car.
Car. I'm not really familiar with
Really?
cars. I only know
Okay. Okay. Usually,
what we
when
have. So Ford.
you know what, Julio, usually, when I go in front of the expensive car, I will ask my friends, like, hey, can you push the horn? I would like to hear the sound of the horn. It's so rich. I'm like, the sound is like, wow, so rich. But my Toyota, my dad's car, like, Mom Gubastic, have you tried the Oma Bores? The car, the
No.
horn.
The horn?
Yeah.
Horn off. What's your
Yeah, the
horn
car.
off?
Like the car,
Ah.
and then like the with the super luxury car. It's actually quite different. The sound of the,
Yes, sir. Yes.
the sound of the
The
horn.
small car is
Yeah,
the small car's horn is different from SUV's horn or
mhm,
the
yeah,
expensive car's horn.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And but those things, the sound of the car sound, essentially you can design it. For example, like it's not something that we cannot design. We can design it actually, like which sound that people like. It's actually that's a very one important issue. Okay, but again, this one we also can do in structural equation modeling, like this one. Okay, so you define the dimension of the sound. Okay, uh, and then you actually try to collect from a certain semantics, and you would like to see how it's actually correlate each other. Okay, so here is actually they would like to see what kind of subjective that you think that it's a luxury or cheap or luxury, annoying or pleasant, suitable or unsuitable or undesirable or desirable. So we can make actually some kind of like this one. See, the structural equation modeling, but there is the issue of the multicollinearity in here. This is a study. There is one study that conducted this one. So, but this is for the sound. So we can do this one for the visual icons. We can do this one for the, any kind of visual displays. But if you already define what are the dimension of that one, for example, okay, when you do the any kind of like product design, you have to define what are the dimensions when you design the product. Okay, then perhaps there are some issues. For example, the materials, what kind of material, the softness or what, you can actually try to, when you see some kind of like semantics, if you already develop the dimension of that one, you can also apply also for the this kind of model. Okay, so that's all for the visual and auditory